Let's wait for 2 more minutes. Yeah. Feel free to put down your names on the attendee list before we start. Okay, let's get started. Yeah, so to start with, Jiayi, do you want to give some updates on your side?
Uh, Basically, there are several threads on my side. The first thread would be like refactoring a little bit. So we are now getting rid of experimental version to V1 because it's pretty stable for now. That's one thing. And the second thing is improving the preview disaggregation. Basically, we have observed some performance degradation under some certain workloads, and Yuhua and I are working on to improve the performance of disaggregate preview through in the MCache connector. Uh, and the third thread is cache blend. Yeah, I'm still working on cache blend. It's gonna be a big PR, but like yeah, I think it's already there. It's almost there. Yeah, those are the three threads on my side. Yeah.
Great. Yeah, any questions for Jiayi?
Maybe a little question related to pre-commit announce. I'm seeing here as one of the items. Are you planning to include more than linting in the pre-commit, like security related checks,
I think Martin is in charge.
static analysis?
Yeah, I think
I'm sorry.
Martin here is in charge of this. Do you want to say something,
Ah,
Martin?
Yeah. At the moment, what I've done with pre-commit is I have taken the existing code quality checks, which was Python linting, Python linting, Python formatting, and C++ formatting, imports, code spell, and static Python static type checking. I've moved it from what was the existing format.sh into that. Over time, we'll probably look at adding other stuff into it. Probably around security. What I've done around security at the moment is I've enabled DCO and currently putting there's a PR in for Dependabot. So those two things are going to be put in place, and then I'm going to maybe discuss with Juan and other people around possibly looking at doing um, code queue checks in the code base itself around what we've covering and stuff like that. Is there anything in specific that you're looking to get enabled?
it's just something that I'm used to in other projects, more infrastructure as code, and I've been using a lot frameworks like Chekhov. I guess you heard about it, or Trivi, that can do static scan analysis around the security based on your framework, uh, whether it's image that you're pulling or pushing, whether it's Docker, whether it's a GitHub pipeline. They have more than maybe 50 frameworks, and it's an open source tool, so it could be included in any pre-com for people that are using GitHub Actions or GitHub. repo. So it would just allow them to not push anything that's misconfigured, for example, within the whole directory. I guess, there are levels. You can just let the warnings go and still push, or you may set some preference in terms of what is critical. But I've had the chance to use it in other projects where, it just tells you that maybe some of the configurations are maybe too open, that you may not have paid attention to.
Okay. Would you mind putting that in the notes, please? Um, as put it maybe down as something to consider, if that's okay.
I can open an issue too, if that's
Oh yeah, open an issue.
convenient.
Yeah, open an issue explaining the tool and what it provides and so forth, so that we can do an analysis. That might be easier, actually. Yeah, good idea.
Sounds good. Perfect.
Yep.
I'll do that.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, great. Any other questions, comments?
Actually, would it be worth just bringing, now that it was raised around the pre-commit, to just mention quickly for a moment for people that are on the call?
Mhm.
Okay. So as just mentioned there earlier, we enabled pre-commit. I think it was maybe today, was it, or yesterday? Today, maybe. So what it means is I put out a message out on the general Slack channel, and it'll give you the details. But what it means overall now is we're going to manage the core quality checks like lint informant, etc., through the pre-commit framework. And what it gives is a nice benefit of, if you install the hooks, it means every time that you go and push commit, it's going to run the different tests. Now,
Mhm.
these tests are going to be the same as the tests that are going to be run out in CI. So it's a one-to-one, and it also fixes some of the problems we've noticed where, some of the checks seem to differ from in locally and out in the gate. Okay. So I've put down how you can enable the hook. All you need to do is install the lint requirements, which is now just for pre-commit, and then after that, then you just run the a command to enable the hook for your git on your particular repo, and after that, then it gets picked up from there. So if you have any questions, just reach out or put a question into the thread. But what we're hoping to do is that it'll make it easier for folks when they're checking their code quality going through, what we expect of the different PEP8 standards, etc.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Martin. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. This is really helpful. Um, yeah. Any other questions or updates you want to give, Samuel?
Sammy, do you have any updates for the benchmarking platform? Maybe we can share a little bit here.
Okay, with the benchmarking platform right now, it's just te we're working on testing the new features like the layer wise and also some production stack features like um the different routing mechanisms like the KB aware and the prefix aware. And then I know Johan is also working on the PD, so
Mhm. Thanks. Okay. Are there more questions for the team? If not, we can end early today. Okay. Let's
Just just one last thing, if that's okay.
yeah, sure.
Yeah. You might also have noticed yesterday we enabled DCO. So this is a standard way to for your contribution agreements. So if you've So you'll notice that if you push PRs now going forward, there's going to be a check inside in the gate or in CI or the gate for to see if you've signed it or not. So it just means every time you do a commit, you just need to use the -s flag. In addition, you should check your local configuration, your Git configuration that you have set your email address, and this email address should be the email address that's associated with your GitHub account. Again, if you have any questions, please reach out on Slack in the thread there, and we can answer any questions on that. Any existing PRs that are in there, if you're updating it, you can put the flag with your amend, or if it's been reviewed by a maintainer, they'll be able to pass the DCO inside in GitHub itself. So again, any questions, just reach out. As always, these putting in these configurations and setting these tools are to just make the community more safe and provide more standards that are expected.
Nice, nice. Thanks. Okay, if there are
Great.
not any questions, we can end today. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.